In this demo, we're going to look at a new feature in AdapTable, and that is the ability to send FDC3 messages to raise FDC3 intents. Essentially, in AdapTable 12, we now are fully FDC3 compliant, and this is all available through the Finance plugin. That's one of the many plugins which AdapTable offers. Everything we're going to see in this video is using the new documentation site in AdapTable, which is packed with lots of demos and a full technical reference and basically everything you need to know about using AdapTable. So essentially what AdapTable now offers are FDC3 columns. As you can see, there's 5 which developers can provide, and they are instrument, position, contact, organization and country, and they're all fully FDC3 compliant. So as I say, there's 2 things you can do, and the first thing we're going to look at is how to broadcast an FDC3 message. And essentially what happens is, and you can sort of see it in this demo, is you can create an FDC3 column. You say to AdapTable when you define your columns, this column is FDC3. You provide the type and any other information which you need, which will kind of build out the FDC3 message. And you will also tell AdapTable that you want to have a broadcast context menu item, and then AdapTable wires it all together and provides that in the menu. So if you have a look at this code here, you can see we're providing 2 FDC3 columns, an instrument column and a position column. In the instrument, for both we say what the main column is, and then any other columns which you need. So for positions, which then become portfolios when multiple are selected, you actually pass it an instrument. And an instrument itself, you can have as many other columns as required through the FDC3 spec. So in this example here, we're providing ticker and QSIP. And in both of them, we've said that we're going to show the broadcast menu. And what that means is, if I now click on one of these and I can say broadcast that, AdapTable creates the menu. And in this example, what normally happens is we fire an event. In this example, we're listening to the event and we're just throwing it out to the system status. But obviously you will do other things here. We're broadcasting multiple instruments, or you can broadcast a single position, or you can broadcast multiple positions, which, as I say, becomes a portfolio. And then if we want to look at the FDC3 that's been created, that's a single instrument, that's the multiple instruments, that's a single position, and that's the portfolio. So essentially we fire this event, the FDC3 message sent event, we create the context, and then you can then do what you want with it. So if you're using any of our OpenFin or Finsemble or Glue42 plugins, you can very easily wire up to other instances of AdapTable or other widgets, and you can pass the FDC3 context around. The other thing we allow you to do is raise FDC3 intents. So these are all the intents offered by Finop, by the FD3C spec, and these are the columns in AdapTable which use those intents. So for instance, a view chart can be raised by an instrument, position or country column, the instrument only by an instrument, and the news by instrument, position and organization. So again, it's very simple to do that. In this example here, we've created 3 columns, a contact column, an organization and a company, and we've got them to raise different intents. It's probably easier to see the code. So here's the FDC3 columns in the Finance plugin. We have a contact column and we've said it's going to raise these intents. The country column is going to raise this intent, and the organization column will raise these 2 intents. And again, all we've done here for the moment in terms of wiring it up is just throw out the FDC3 context into the system status. But again, in the real world, you'll do more complicated things. So here's the name. So I can either start the chat, or I can view a contact in a company. Again, I've got different intents here, so I can do different things with different intents. And as I say here, all we're doing is just throwing the FDC3 context into system status. But in the real world, you'll wire it up. In fact, if you go to the previous demo, you can see an example of that here with positions, because the other thing we've done is we've wired up this position column. So if I highlight multiple positions, I can say see a chart, and what I've done is I've created a chart based on the selected cells. The final thing you can do is actually create your own custom FDC3 columns and FDC3 intents. And we have an example here where we've said we want to have a custom intent called lookup framework. We've created a custom FDC3 column, we've called it name. It's using the intent lookup framework, and then you have to provide a create context function, which is basically will create the context we need. So this is what we're doing just for this context here. And then AdapTable then will wire everything up. Here we've provided a label as well, what will appear in the context column. AdapTable wires it up and then throws the same event as we saw before. So now if I go to a name here and I say here, you can see it says learn more about Svelte. This is our custom FDC3 column. This is our intent. And when I raise the intent, you can see it's created the FDC3 for our custom context. So there we are. That's FDC3 columns in AdapTable. There's 5 available: instrument, position, contact, organization, and country. And we allow you very easily to raise intents, broadcast FDC3 messages, create your own custom FDC3 context if required. And this particularly kind of comes to its fore, as I say, when you're using AdapTable with any of our partners, OpenFin, Finsemble and Glue42, because you're then very easily able to use AdapTable to send FDC3 messages to other AdapTable instances and other widgets like charts and news and kind of whatever else you have in your framework. As ever, thank you for watching, and any questions, do please get in touch.